Welcome back to Politics Tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight. I've been speaking with the Commissioner for Information and Communication in Plateau State, Musa Ibrahim Ashoms, to discussing Plateau State's insecurity and politics. Mr. Ashoms, like I said before we went on that break, what approaches has the administration adopted towards tackling insecurity? And I remember last month, the governor promised to revitalize the state security network, that's Operation Rainbow, to function optimally. What changes have occurred in the last 1 month?
We want to thank God for the support we enjoy from Plateau citizens. And again, like I said, the governor had to come to Abuja to meet all the service chiefs after meeting the president. But at back home, we had to ask one of our sons, and illustrious sons at that, who was a brigadier general in the military, Brigadier General Shipi, who was an instructor with the Nigerian Defense College, to come back home and render services, because charity begins at home. So we came all the way to Abuja and we sought for his services. He is now our special assistant on security. Some of the measures we've taken is to curb insecurity, so we cannot say them on national TV. But very, very soon you will see an effective, a revamped, a rebranded, a repositioned Operation Rainbow on the plateau. And again, we're going to strengthen our vigilante. We're going to strengthen our hunters. We're going to strengthen those that are volunteering in the interest of the peace and tranquility of Plateau State. We're going to give them support. We're going to carry them along. We're going to train them. We're going to make sure that they understand the new realities in the security apparatchik, in the security architecture of this country, so that if you protect your community, it's easier and better. If you bring somebody from Agenobode to a village on the plateau, it will take him time before he understands the dynamics of those communities. He wouldn't understand the exit and the entry routes of those communities rather. So we are hoping that people at home, people in their local governments, in their locality, will secure their communities in collaboration with Operation Rainbow and the conventional security outfits that we have on the plateau.
Right. So I'm also very particular about Mangu local government. What's the state of insecurity in that local government? Are soldiers now able to tame the gunmen killing people?
Mangu has been a peaceful place before, not long ago, that it started facing these attacks too. All the local governments surrounding Mangu, Kanke, and Pangshing, you don't hear these things around there. Mangu has a boundary with Barikiladi local government. It has with Jos East. It also has with Tafa Balewa local government of Bauchi State. So you don't know the reason behind these killings. Mangu is an agrarian society. The maize that people have on the plateau, you have it in Jingir, Bokos, and Mangu. They're the hub of these agricultural activities. And even the Irish potato that we have from Plateau State, the market in Mangu booms every week, week in, week out. We don't know why people will come, kill people in Mangu, go to their farms and destroy the farms. We don't know why they had to do that. But we thank God that in the days that this program started, the general officer commanding the 3rd Armored Division, who doubles as the commander Operation Safe Haven, relocated to Mangu to make sure that peace is peace returned somehow. Yes, we'll be enjoying peace, but there are days that we get pockets of attacks where people lose their lives and livelihood. But we're working with the security agencies on the plateau to make sure that these things do not happen, especially the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps that have given us what they call agro rangers to help us secure our farms. Because this government, after people lost their farms, cultivated 900 hectares and planted beans, groundnut, and soya beans, so that the people, after nursing their injuries, so that after wiping their tears, will not go back to abject penury, will not go back to squalor. So we have done that for them, so that at the end of the day, they will have something to bounce back to.
Mm. But do you agree with those who say these killers are not Nigerians?
To a large extent, if you don't have collaborators, you cannot just come and... When I entered this studio, I didn't know where the studio is until people from TVC escorted me and they showed me where to sit down and where to face. If you come to a new environment, you must get used to it. They could be outsiders, yes, but there are conspirators at home. There are persons that are not far from us that are helping them understand the route too. That is why we say we want to have state police. State police is very, very important. It will help us nip this cancerous behavior on the board. So if they are foreigners, it means our borders are porous. We have the Nigerian Immigration Service. We have the Nigerian Customs Service that will look at products coming into Nigeria and going out. We have the Immigration Service that will look at individuals coming and going out. We have the Air Force that will take care of our air. We have the Army that will take care of our land, the Navy, our water, the police, our internal security. So it means there's something missing somewhere. Yes, our borders are porous. This government is just coming in new, but we want to appeal that we should be mindful of the kind of persons that come to Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be treated this way. Nigeria has been tagged the giant of Africa. The giant of Africa must not be treated this way. Plateau is an integral part of Nigeria. Without Plateau, there is no Nigeria. Without other states too, there is no Nigeria. So it's important that we safeguard this beautiful bride. It is important that we wake up from our slumber and make sure that people don't just come from anywhere, whether they are insiders or outsiders. The spine of everything, the basic thing for us is that we have security, we have tranquility, we have harmonious coexistence. Our people are known as farmers. We want to go to our farms, tilt our land. Whatever reward we get at the end of the day, glory to God.
So let's come back to the 500 million naira donated by the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Some are grumbling over the manner the government is handling the distribution to victims. What's the situation?
We want to thank the First Lady for her kindness, for her philanthropism, for her motherly disposition, for her show of love, because this is what is called love. They said love is abstract, but we've seen love coming from the First Lady. I said somewhere that we would have expected Plateau sons and daughters to tweet and thank the First Lady, to go on Facebook and post on the First Lady, to go on Instagram and say the First Lady has done well and we're proud of her, to go to TV stations, to buy newspaper pages, to pour encomium on this great woman that has shown love to Plateau. Why am I saying this? Plateau is a PDP state. In the election, her husband didn't come second, he came third. In the election on the Plateau, her husband's party in the National Assembly, out of the 8 seats of House of Representatives, only 3 came from her husband's political party. In the Senate, only 1 came from her husband's party. We are even challenging that. In the House of Assembly, only 7, because we have 16 PDP members in the House of Assembly and 1 YPP. So it tells you that PDP won Plateau State except for the presidential election. Then lo and behold, she brought in 500 naira to our state to help those who have been affected by this pogrom, by this annihilation, to bring succor to families who have lost loved ones and livelihood. I was thinking that the issue of creating lines, this is where we stand, this is where they stand, shouldn't even come in the first place. These imaginary lines, these cleavages, these ethnic divisions, these tribal sentiments, this religious bigotry shouldn't have arisen in a sane community. But at the end of this benevolence, they want her to see us as bad people. They want others to say, Plateau, this is the issue. And they started writing. We're not a government that is combative. We're not a government that knows all. Some of the names that were written in that program, they are representatives. For example, in some what do you call it, interventions, you will even see my name. Because the person that they are targeting might not have an account. And they will say, use Musa because we know he's a modest person, because we know he's transparent, he can be held accountable. So write his name so that when the money comes, he gives it to the person so that we don't have rancors. But lo and behold, names were presented, and people said their names were not in it. Let me shock you. As at December 2022, the number of displaced persons on the Plateau were more than 5,000, apart from 50,000 rather, apart from 1,900 households. That is even before the Mangu and Riyombari Keladi pogrom that happened recently. So 500 million, wonderful initiative, beautiful idea by the First Lady, humanitarian gesture, but it's just for a select few. And she did that so that these 500 people will be emancipated, so that the heat of what has happened to their parents, to their loved ones, to their neighbors will be reduced. And lo and behold, we are bringing up these issues. But let me shock you, ma'am. It was a bank draft that was brought into Plateau State. We've taken corrections. Some of those names, we have said, okay, if that is the case, if they don't have any account, we'll take them to banks. It's not rocket science to open an account. Then you deposit the bank draft into your account. But there are communities on the Plateau, because of our communal ethos. We are a people that go out for each other. We are like the three musketeers, one for all for one. In some communities, they've agreed that, okay, these are only our representatives. Write their name. When they bring the money back home, we will not even share it 1 million. We will break it down further. That is their own community. We cannot tell them what to do. You know, different strokes for different folks. In some community, one man will hold the 1 million naira, that is his money, and the community have agreed. So we were thinking that people will say,
Ashoms,
okay.
I guess you know that, I mean, you would agree that it is not unrealistic for people who are expecting to see names of those who are directly affected instead of their representatives. But then what strategies is the administration adopting to ensure the money gets to the people that needs it most?
Like I just told you, we have devised a means of shortening up these issues. We want to take those that are affected directly, because they're opening a bank account. These days, you don't even need to bring a passport. The banker that is looking for you will snap you and upload it in the system. So we'll take them to the banks. Then the bank draft will be deposited into their accounts. It's just 500 people. They are not in the same local government. They are in different local governments. It's just for us to create a day for all of them to go to different banks, open accounts. Those that have accounts will deposit the money because the bank draft into their account, and their life will return to almost normal again. It's not supposed to be an issue that we should fight over, but when people cry, government is supposed to bring succor. We have noted all the hues and cries that came because of this money, and like I said, we're a government that is compassionate. We're a government that listens to our people. We will not say we have the magic wand like Harry Potter. No, 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 no. We are correcting these things. Some of those names that appeared on the list are not going to benefit. The money is not going to go to their account. It will go to the beneficiaries' accounts. If they don't have, like we've known, some of them do not have, is a fact, because some of them are rural dwellers. They've never had any bank account. This is not Denmark or Holland we're talking about. This is Nigeria. And most of the communities affected is rural areas. So they've never had an account in their lives. But maybe this is an opportunity that the First Lady has brought. We'll ginger them. We'll pacify them. We'll take them to some banks so that they open accounts and this money is deposited into the account in the interest of transparency, accountability, and good governance.
All right, Mr. Ashoms, I will definitely hold you by your words. Now, Plateau State used to be a tourist haven before insecurity. What's the administration doing to revive that sector?
The ministry has even been given a new nomenclature. It is now Ministry of Culture, Tourism, and Hospitality. And we are working with people that are bigwigs within the industry to revive all our sightseeing centers, to revive those communities that used to be tourist sites and attractions, to revive those environments that people used to enjoy. Because if you have insecurity, all of these things will just be in black and white. They will not be translated into reality. We want a situation whereby when we tackle the insecurity, when people trust us, they can come to our state and bring their investments. We have a place called the Solomon Lara Amusement Park in Jos. There's nothing amusing about it. But I can assure you that we'll have amusement parks. We'll have things that are amusing on the plateau. We'll have public-private partnership. We'll have BOT, build, operate, and transfer, so that our state will go back to its winning ways, to the days that people will enjoy Jos. If you know the history of great men that passed through Jos, you'll be surprised. Even the Elumelu that you gave example from is from Delta, but it has a strong history and link with Jos. A lot of people that have become great, whether sportsmen, whether musicians, whether industrialists, have had one thing or the other to do with Jos. So we want to bring back those days that people will remember Jos with nostalgia, that people will stay in Jos. It will shock you to know that most professional footballers that stayed in Jos that are not from Plateau State, if they are coming back to Nigeria on holiday, they go to Jos, that is home. So we want to continue that way. We are a people that accommodates. We are a people that are very, very hospitable. We are a people that are very, very kind. We are not dubious in any way. Ask about Plateau people. Ask about the Plateau man. We're very simple. We are accommodating. We love our neighbors. We love ourselves. We love God, ultimately.
So, before I let you go, what about the agriculture sector? How is the sector doing in the state?
Okay. We brought in someone that has had an experience with the agri desk in a bank, someone that has worked with the United States Agency for International Development, someone that knows the agri sector very well, Mr. Isha Kubugama, and he's doing well so far, so good. We are looking at what we produce per hectare. We are looking at mechanizing agriculture on the plateau. Like I told you, we mobilized 29 tractors to tilt the land of those that were affected by this pogrom, so that after getting out of this trauma, out of this mess that this pogrom has pushed them into, has plunged them into, they have something to fall back to. We have robust agricultural manifesto. We have the ASTC in Jos. It was created some 9-10 years ago, but it went comatose. We are going to revive it. We have the Plateau Agricultural Development Project, PADP. It is also going to be revived. You know, in Jos, we have the Duncan Fertilizer Company. We also have the Bijefta Fertilizer Company in Jos. We are going to synergize with them to see that our agriculture grows, to see that the bane of our economy is being revisited once again. Because apart from Ibadan, which you have poultries in the millions and thousands, micro poultry in Nigeria, you have it more on the plateau, in Plateau State. We have a lot of things that have gone comatose. We have the Panyam fish farm that has gone to sleep. We are hoping to revive it. We have engaged experts in different fields to see that they help us revive this great sector. In the Plateau State University, for example, by this session that the school is resuming, we have a faculty of agriculture, and we're going to use the experts in that field to revamp our agricultural activities on the plateau.
Right. So what's your message to the people of Plateau State?
What is what?
What's your message to the people of Plateau State?
We want to say thank you for the support we've enjoyed so far. His Excellency Barrister Caleb Mufton doesn't take it for granted. He is going to work in our interest. He's going to put Plateau first as usual. He's going to make sure that Plateau is greater than how it is. He's going to make sure that he gives new examples. He's going to make sure that he breaks all old records and set new ones. And we pray that the Almighty God, in His infinite mercy, will continue to bless Plateau State. Well, all of this cannot be achieved if we do not live in peace with one another. All of this will not be achieved if we continue to have cases of people being killed, or when people bring interventions for people to sit down and just begin to criticize. There are plenty ways that you can talk to the government. We're a listening government. We operate an open door policy. Just like I told you, like an hour, 55 minutes ago, the governor addressed Plateau people. We are here to restore the lost glory. We are here to become the beacon of hope for our people. We are here to set new records. We are here to serve our people. We are not minding their creed, their denomination, their religious leaning, their political engagement or education or belief, right. Not minding their mental cabinets, not minding where they come from. So long as you do your business around Plateau, so long as you live in Plateau, we see you as one of us. We won't discriminate. Right. We are not a government that does that.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mr. Musa Ibrahim Ashoms, Commissioner for Information and Communication in Plateau State. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. And we look forward to more conversation with Plateau State. And thank you so much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But the conversation continues from here. Get in touch with us on Twitter at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Goodbye.